Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Hollywood running out of excuses, guys, because they've been saying for the last couple months that people didn't go see a movie and it bombed. It was because of COVID.
Right. COVID and post-strike.
Post-strike, the strikes were a couple of years ago. COVID was several years ago. Why don't we just blame the Vietnam War or something? Why don't we?
It's something stupid, but that's what they've been doing lately. And there's a few reporters, especially, that have been like, "Oh, it failed," but that's just because it's post-COVID world, COVID, post-strikes. That's why the movies failed.
Yeah,
it's
bullshit.
not because people don't want to see those movies. It's because it's COVID. Meanwhile, it's amazing to me that everybody can haul ass to the movie theater when they want to go see something they want to see.
Mario, Minecraft, the first FNAF movie.
Wicked for Good, Zootopia 2, the
Wicked
theaters
1.
are selling out. Yeah.
Wicked 1 did really well. Yeah, so we're going to talk about this because it looks like Christmas time, the holiday time, is going to be kind of time for them to make up for the abysmal summer they've had, because there are a lot of big movies coming out. They're going to make a lot of money.
And you know what else is interesting too? Christmas and holiday time, people usually are like more thrifty because they're trying to keep their money to buy presents, especially when the economy sucks. But they're still going en masse to see these movies with their kids and with their families. I can tell you, when there was Wicked for Good, the theater was selling out. And then when we went to got tickets for Zootopia 2, and it was the same time as Tron Ares would have been. Yeah. And the theater was almost sold out. We got told, well, we were the only two people in Tron Ares theater, the only two in the whole theater.
Yes.
And they're like, well, that's because you went on an odd day. You went at a weird time. This is the exact same time.
We knew it was going to bomb because of that. I mean, again, because it's just one theater in Western Pennsylvania, but it does seem to be that is a good bellwether for how the movie is going to do for the weekend. If it's full, you can kind of tell. Now with like Superman and Fantastic Four, it was 50-50, and the movies opened kind of mid for what they were for tentpoles, right? Mm-hmm. Tron Ares we knew was going to be a massive disaster, and that was the same with going back years to Solo. We went to go see Solo, and there was only like 3 other people in the theater on opening day. I was like, this is for a Star Wars movie. This is bad. Yeah, this is like really, really bad. So this one though, we got the last group of seats that were together, I think, for the first showing, or one of the first showings. So it's gonna do really, really well. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Hollywood being out of excuses. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
If you're looking to support the channel and you want more of us, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com. And thank you for the support. So you're going to have to walk me through this. You put this on Pirates and Princesses.
Yeah. So I've been seeing people over and over again, like I said, these reporters saying about how it's a failure because of these excuses.
Right.
You hear crickets when stuff does well. This weekend, Wicked for Good came out, and it did really well. It's going to probably at least 150 million domestic and like 226 million, I want to say, globally, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Zootopia, their early estimates, so they're giving it for a 5-day. They're saying, 125 million for the 5-day. I think it's going to be higher than that. For the 5-day, I think it might even hit that within the first like 3 days or so, or part of the weekend.
Yeah, Zootopia was a huge hit when the original came out, and it's one of those movies that, it's only kind of, I guess, grown in popularity over time because, new generations of kids, or a new generation of kids have grown up watching it on Disney Plus or whatever. Now they have a sequel. And because of the goodwill of the first one, you're definitely going to have a massive turnout. And also, Zootopia has more of a global audience. Like, that is one that appeals to everybody in the world, talking animal movies, So it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
I'm looking here at Zootopia. I'm looking at the theater that we're going to. And now it's a smaller theater. But, I'm looking at Wednesday's showings. 2 o'clock showing, sold out with two or three seats. 4:45, it's all sold out except for a couple seats. It's just people are going en masse to see Zootopia too.
And okay, so also, school's not out yet. That's the middle of the afternoon.
Well, it'll be out. They usually get out early on Wednesday, so by then they'd be like, right, they're getting them right after school. 7:15. There's like 1 seat left in the theater.
So they're going to kick off their holiday weekend watching the movie.
And they're taking it. They're going as a family. We're going to make it a family event. Now, I noticed too, when you get to like nighttime, like 9:45, people aren't in the seats aren't sold because people are taking their kids.
Yes.
But I'm seeing it like every day is just filled up for Zootopia too.
Yeah, and this one, look, I never had any doubt that Zootopia was going to make money. I think Moana, the live action Moana, I mean, even though it looks very much by the numbers, I think it's going to play out like Lilo and Stitch. It's going to do really, really well. You know, and Disney, when they Disney correctly, they do it right. We'll see. I mean, people are worried about, political messaging in this one. I'm like, but also, have you seen the first Zootopia? There's a lot of political messaging
I know.
in it, right?
We'll watch it and let you know what we think. I'm looking here for Black Friday. It's completely filled up too. Thanksgiving has like a lot of seats sold, and it's Thanksgiving Day. People will go see a movie if they want to see it. That's the point. Hollywood needs to learn this lesson. It's not about COVID. It's not about, other than the fact that you taught people to wait for streaming. It's not about post-strike. It's about the fact people will go to a movie when it's something they want to see. They will pay to go. They will still scrape together money and haul their kids and take them to a theater and go see movies that they're excited to see. And I don't know what else to tell you. It's not rocket science. It's really simple.
And you are correct in this that they're going out to see movies that are events. They will go see an event movie, right? It has to be something really special to go to the theater. Now, what's cool though, as a result of all these modern movies flopping, is that the theaters are so desperate they're bringing back older movies, and I fully intend to go to The Grinch when it is re-released on December 12th.
And we're going to go see Labyrinth too, I think, when that comes out.
Yeah, we already saw Dark Crystal this year. We saw, I went with Pinky Boo, and we went to go see Casper as well. And I would seriously, I would pay good money to go see classic movies in the theater again, even if it was like a matinee or something, because there's so much that you miss at home, right? These movies were created for the big screen. A lot of them, especially the effects heavy ones, they need to be seen on the big screen. And just having that nostalgia of like, it was wild to see Casper. I mean, it really was a throwback, not just because of the movie itself, but it reminded me of, the 90s. And in the 90s, I used to go to a lot of movies because I didn't have television when I first moved out my own. So I went to movie theaters all the time. I didn't see Casper in the theater, but I was there pretty much every weekend. And so for me, it was like, to actually see, the film quality and all of it, it was just kind of like, it's all coming back to me now. I should have gone to see Casper.
And people are doing it for their kids too, to take their kids to see what they grew up with.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. But people aren't going to go to the theater unless there's a reason. You have to give them a reason to go. If it's just something that looks like it could be on Netflix, that's like, The Running Man people were talking about. It was actually pretty good. I don't know. But that, to me, that didn't look like a movie I had to go to the theater to see.
That's just it. Money is tight. It's not like there's a lot of money people have all come out their ears. Right now, cost of food and everything keeps going up and up and up. They had the whole thing where people didn't get paid for weeks because of the government shutdown.
Yeah.
Now they're getting paid now, but you have to pay catch up. People didn't have, I see lines and lines for, people going to food pantries and stuff because their SNAP benefits are back, but they're playing catch up. And a lot of people, don't have the extra money to go to the movies. And so if they're going to go, it's got to be something that they really want to spend their money on. They're not going to just go because you slap a movie in the theaters like it used to be. You have to, it's too expensive. You have to give them something that we have to go see this as a family. It's got to be memories. It's got to be memorable, something that I desperately want to see for people to go out, especially when they have kids, because the kids are going to cost you how much money? A family of four, it's going to be like $40 plus just to get in. Let alone, like counting food and stuff. So they really have to be it has to be something that they're really excited about, and it has to be something that people connect with. And video games and sadly Disney sequels seem to be where it's at. People don't give two shits about Star Wars. They don't give two shits about Marvel. They don't give two shits about these other artsy fartsy films. They want to see video game movies. Zelda. Yeah. Zelda's going to kick ass. I will be very surprised if it does it. There's another Mario movie with Mario Galaxy. It's going to probably kick ass.
Probably. I mean, and that's the thing, like the general public doesn't really, and that's one thing we've learned about, doing this channel is that the general public, they don't really pay attention to all the nerd drama. They basically look at the trailer and they're like, does this look like something I want to see? Yes or no? And it can be the worst movie ever. You can have actors out there running at the mouths, whatever. That's not what determines, for the most part, what determines whether or not it's going to have a big opening weekend, because most people don't pay attention to that, right? That's like with Fantastic Four. Most people are not paying attention to the shit that Pedro Pascal is saying. They're just like, this movie looks boring.
Well, that's it. They just don't. They're over Marvel. They're over Star Wars.
Yeah.
They don't care. Like even superheroes, Superman did okay, but people aren't going to it. Like they think Zootopia is going to probably hit $1 billion. I think it probably will, because globally it was really popular. It wasn't just the U.S. one. That one's really popular globally.
The overseas parks, they have a Zootopia land, so
it's huge overseas.
It's huge. China especially is the Zootopia.
Well, they said pre-sales for Zootopia 2 in China are already really good.
Yeah, I can believe it.
So, people are going to be excited. This one's going to do well. I think it's going to do way better than they're expecting. Wicked might get its butt kicked, though, as soon as Zootopia comes out. I think it'll hold its own for a while, but I think it's going to have a drop because most people went to see it this weekend.
Yeah, it's so weird, though. You think about all these movies that actually did really, really well. Some of them did $1 billion, and there were so many billion-dollar movies for the longest time that we kind of forgot they existed. Like Disney had so many live action movies. They did a Wizard of Oz with James Franco, and I actually thought it was pretty okay. And I think it did really well at the box office, but then nobody talks about it anymore. Probably because James Franco.
They're going to talk about Wicked. So,
yeah.
Wicked's doing well. And then Avatar, Fire and Ash is
Avatar's
probably going to do really well.
Ton of money. It's going to make a lot of money.
So I think that the box office is looking pretty good as far as picking up some money. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
FNAF 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
They're already projecting that one's going to do like 35 to something to start. So the box office looks like they're going to get a boost at the end, which is good for the people that work there, especially.
I think you're right. I think audiences are moving on to other stuff. They want new stuff again. That's what, everybody's like longing for the 80s and 90s. And I'm like, in the 80s and 90s, yeah, we got sequels to some movies, but there was so much new stuff out there.
There was, but you didn't. They weren't stacked on top of each other. Like people don't understand. They didn't have as many.
No, they'd stay in the theater for like Ghostbusters and Home Alone and Star Wars. They would stay in the theater for months, if not a year. And Star Wars, I never saw the original on the big screen because I was a baby when it came out, But I did catch Empire Strikes Back in the theater when it was like re-released right before Jedi came out. And that's one of the first movies I went to go see. But I was really little when that came out. And it was so weird because I couldn't remember any of the dialogue. I just remember being traumatized by the Tauntaun and Luke getting his hand chopped off. That traumatized me. But they would re-release the movies. E.T., I remember it came out like, 2 or 3 years after the fact because most of us didn't have VCRs back then. Most of these movies weren't available on VHS until a year or two after they were out, and they were on, home box office and everything else first. And it was so cost prohibitive to buy a VHS tape. You'd have to rent your VHS tapes until Batman came out. Batman was like the first movie that anybody could buy. I think that and E.T., but they were like $20 or something.
Yeah, but that's why a lot of people went to movies and stuff back then because unless you watched it on TV and it was edited for TV, you didn't get to see it. Now it's like we all take it for granted. We'll just wait for streaming, and that's the other part of it is if you're going to blame on COVID, then it is in the COVID. In the reaction to the streaming stuff because they put this stuff in theaters and then they were taking it out of theaters after like so many days and putting it on streaming. So you've totally taught your audience to wait for streaming. So that's why they're going to wait to see Running Man on streaming. They're going to wait to see Tron Ares. They'll probably watch it, but they'll wait till it's on streaming when it's basically quote unquote free. When it's not free, but free with your subscription. They're going to wait for those movies to hit there. Things like Wicked for Good and Zootopia 2, they're going to go to the theater to see because they don't want to wait for
and they're hoping it becomes an event type thing because of the musical angle and all that. But like I saw people walking into the theater for Wicked. I was across town driving by the movie theater and they were all dressed up for it and everything. So it was an event like Barbie and so basically the studios are going to have to try a little bit harder. Right? They're going to have to try. I think they took audiences for granted for too long. Like, although it's a Marvel thing, they'll come. It's a, whatever thing, they'll come. It's like, no. It has to be something they want to see. And I think maybe the upside of this is you might not get high art, but you might get more crowd-pleasing movies because they have to pivot to, stay in business, basically. I mean, what are you going to do? So we're going to wrap this. Yeah, there it is. We're going to wrap it up?
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.